to solve the question also. That is, let us go with the center mass frame logic. What is the center mass frame logic? So that I am going to explain now. Same thing I am taking, nothing different. Sorry. So m1 is the mass, okay, m1 is the mass and m2 is the mass, and moving with velocity u. Same thing only. I am not changing anything. Whatever we discussed previously, that only we are going to do now. If it is the case, but instead of going for minimum minimum distance between the two blocks or maximum compression, what I am doing is, now I want to find out velocity of center mass. Where will be the center mass? Center mass will be somewhere here. So I am taking this is the center mass. Okay. So what is the velocity of center mass? Let us calculate. Velocity of center of mass is equal to m1 into u plus m2 into 0 by m1 plus m2. Okay, na? So velocity of center mass will become m1u by m1 plus m2. This is the velocity of center mass. Am I right? Done. What is the meaning of center mass frame? The meaning of center mass frame is, now somebody should stand on the center mass. Imagine like you are looking from the center mass place. Okay. So that means where is the observer? Observer is on the center mass. If observer is center mass, or observer is moving with center mass velocity, anything you can take. Understood? Whether observer is sitting on the center mass, that means velocity, observer will have the velocity of center mass, or else you can take like observer is moving with center mass velocity. Observer is the man who is running with center mass velocity, he is observing the blocks, not we. Okay. Now observer is not on the ground. Who is the observer? Observer who moves with velocity of center of mass. Understood? So that is the case. Try to understand. So this concept purely depends on your imagination. Okay. So what is that? Word by word I will explain. So please try to imagine in that way. Now you are sitting on the center of mass. The person who is sitting on the center of mass, how he will observe? He will observe something like this. This is the block of mass m1 and this is the block of mass m2. Now we are doing everything from the center of mass. Am I right? Observer is on the center of mass. No observer on the ground. What is the velocity of center of mass? I mean observer where's v center of mass. Now according to him, at time is equal to 0 only. At this instant only. I am not talking about next instant. I am talking about purely this instant. Okay. Sir, moves with the same velocity at last. I didn't understand how. What is this, Pranav? Pranav, same velocity at last. I didn't understand how. Why? Pranav, we do one thing. Okay. Acha, okay. Now I have seen that. You understood, huh? Your doubt is cleared or not? Otherwise, I will go back. After this, I'll explain. Okay. Let me finish this part and then we'll discuss your doubt. Yeah. So if observer is moving with velocity of center mass, now what is the velocity of the m1 seen by the observer? Velocity of m1 seen by the observer, center mass frame observer. Getting my point? You understood? Velocity of m1 as seen by observer in center mass frame. So this only we are calling it as center mass frame. What is the meaning of center mass frame? So now attach a frame to the center mass. That means that frame also will move with center mass velocity. Means observer is moving with velocity of center mass. So that observer you can call it as, call him as like observer in the center mass frame. Okay. Then what is the velocity? Actual velocity is how much? U. With respect to ground, u. And what is the velocity of center mass is? Velocity of center mass we got. Now we require the velocity of m1 as seen by the center mass frame. Velocity of m1, okay, as seen by the center mass is nothing but, what I can write down? Velocity of m1 with respect to ground minus velocity of center of mass with respect to ground. Am I right? Just relative velocity formula applied, VAB bar. And all are in the same direction. So no need of any vectors, directly I can go for magnitude. So velocity of m1, as seen from the center of mass frame is equal to velocity of m1 with respect to ground, u, minus, what is the velocity of center mass with respect to ground, m1 u by m1 plus m2. Okay, with this, then I can write down m1 into u cancel out, so go for LCM, then you will get m2u by m1 plus m2. This is the velocity of m1 as seen from the center of mass frame. Similarly, what is the velocity of m2 as seen from the center of mass frame? Velocity of m2. Again same logic, no, velocity of m1 with respect to ground, which is 0, no velocity initially. Initially m2 was rest, 0 minus velocity of center mass with respect to ground, which is m1u by m1 plus m2. So minus of m1u by m1 plus m2. Okay, this is velocity of m1 as seen from the center mass. This is velocity of m2 as seen from the center mass. Both are with respect to or as seen from the center of mass only. Okay, center of mass frame velocities. See, one is positive I got, other I got negative. One is positive. That means m1 will move forward. With what velocity? Velocity of m1 I am writing as center of mass. Okay. Whereas m2 will have opposite direction, negative. That means m2 will move in this direction. Velocity of m2 as seen from center of mass. So here one very much general principle you will get. Okay. One beautiful thing so that you can apply anywhere that principle. What is that general principle I am writing here? I am writing here, what is the momentum of the m1? Momentum of m1 as seen from the center of mass. What is the momentum of m1 as seen from the center of mass? m1 into velocity of m1 as seen from the center of mass. Okay, so I will get m1 m2 u by m1 plus m2. Check this once. m2 u by m1 plus m2 is the velocity. I want momentum of the particle, first particle. So into m1, multiply with the m1. So then you will get the m1 m2. Okay. Similarly, what is the momentum of m2 as seen from the center of mass? Momentum of m2 as seen from the center of mass. I can write down as what? Momentum of m2. This is the velocity. Velocity of m2. Multiply with the m2. Then you will get minus m1 m2 u by m1 plus m2. Are you getting any logic by looking at these two expressions? What is that? If I am adding, I will get 0. Okay. So I will get what is the net momentum of particles, as seen from center of mass frame. Center of mass frame is always 0, not only in this case, anywhere, always 0. Try to remember this point so that you can apply in many cases. Okay. Okay, this is the case, this is the thing. Whenever you are standing on the center of mass, you will see that particles momentum is completely 0, means they will move opposite in direction. Momentum should be 0, no? So they should move opposite in direction. So that's why see, the person whoever standing, understood? He is the observer. The person whoever standing on the center mass, he will see that blocks are moving in opposite direction. And whatever I solved, that is completely instantaneous. At this instant, at time is equal to 0 only we solved. At time is equal to 0, okay. So at time is equal to 0, when m1 is having the u velocity, m1 will have the velocity m2 u by m1 plus m2 in the center mass frame. This is simple conversion from the ground frame to center mass frame. Okay, I converted ground frame to center mass frame, and that is that instant only. So next instant what will happen, I will explain. Yeah, when you have to use this principle. So whenever two blocks are moving, so blind thing, actually see, it should not be said like this. Whenever two blocks are moving, connected by springs or connected by some internal forces, whenever two blocks are moving under influence of some internal forces, you can apply the logic of this. Okay, mostly with the springs. Internal force means mostly with the springs. According to our JEE syllabus or JEE questions, most of the times they will give you 2 blocks connected by springs. Okay, both the blocks are movable, nothing is fixed. So then you can apply the logic of center of mass. Okay. So let us compare now. Let us compare the ground frame and center of mass frame. Okay. So here I am getting same thing only. Whatever we have done, that is the thing we are getting. We are doing here also. M1, M2. M1 is project with velocity u. Okay. Initially spring is relaxed. Now as the time goes on, see already we have done at time is equal to 0. At same time we converted velocities. Okay. So as the time goes on, what will happen? This block and this block both will move forward. So at some time, what will happen? The compression will be maximum and both the blocks will move with same velocity. Already we discussed this part. And then next instant what will happen? Again M1 and M1 and M2 will move forward with different velocities, V2 and V1. So like that it is keep on going with respect to ground. They will compress and they will expand, they will compress. So like that it keep on goes on with respect to ground. But if I am taking with respect to, suppose this is M1, M2, M1 is project with velocity u. Now observer on the center of mass frame. If observer on the center of mass frame, then he will see that the objects are having the velocity opposite direction. No? Objects are having the velocity in opposite direction. So then center of mass should not move because he is there on the center of mass. As the person is standing on the center of mass should not move. Center of mass will be at rest. So to him, how the objects will appear? They comes closer and they goes away. Okay, and this is the place where velocity is equal to 0. Means this is the maximum extension of the spring. Okay, now this is the maximum compression in the spring. Understood? Blocks are having the opposite direction, no? So let us go to the back first. Okay. Here what I told that blocks are having the different velocities in opposite direction, and spring is there in between. Then what will happen? This block will travel towards right and this block travel towards left, and spring force will act in. Spring force will oppose both the blocks. Then what happens to velocities? Velocities will becoming 0, decreases, and then again they will extend, and again they will extend to maximum extreme position, and they oscillate. Okay, no? So M1, M2 will oscillate according to the observer who is on the center of mass. Okay, no? Purely it will be a simple harmonic motion because it is connected to the spring. So he will see that it is total system is oscillating in simple harmonic motion. But who will see that? The observer who is on the center mass place or center mass frame. Whereas with respect to ground it is something like some motion, complicated motion. So they comes closer and they goes away. At the same time they travel linearly also. They travel forward also. Okay, so here you will find compressions and expansions along with the linear motion. But if you are standing on the center mass, you will see that blocks are oscillating in opposite direction. And always momentum should be 0. Means always they should have the velocities opposite in direction. If M1 is moving towards him, okay, so M2 should also move towards him. Okay, na? So velocity should be opposite. If M1 is having the velocity away, then M2 should have the velocity away. If M1 is having the 0 velocity, then M2 should have the 0 velocity. Okay, na? So you can say that this is the extreme position. This is the one extreme position in terms of SHM if I talk about. This is another extreme position, and this would be the mean position. Initial position, relaxed length. Relaxed length of the spring will be the what do you say that mean position. All of you okay? Understood? Any doubt in this? Check it once. Yeah, we will get the same answer, because no doubt. You will get the same answer, but the easiness of question, with this you will find easy. I tell you, we have a question, we have one question, you will understand there. So whether center mass frame will give you easy answer or not. Okay. So little concentrate. so that you will get some easy to solve the question, easy method to solve the questions. Okay, na? Understood? So this is the ground frame and this is the center mass frame. So about the center mass frame, so what is the conclusion I can write down? I can write down one conclusion. With respect to center mass, observer will observe blocks are oscillating in SHM. Okay, blocks will oscillate in SHM. Okay, clear? Let us go with the next part. Now, as we discussed, this is M1 spring and this is M2. Am I right? Now M1 is project with velocity u from where? Ground frame. As it is ground frame, I can write down that something like this. M1 and this is M2. Okay, so where is the observer? Observer on the center mass. Now I am taking the center mass frame. From the center mass frame, if I take, then how the velocities are? Velocities are in this direction. This is having the sum u1, u2. Already we know the u1 and u2. Okay, so I can say that this is the equilibrium position. So I am drawing again all those things. This is the equilibrium position. After some time, what will happen? After some time, you will find like this. Now I am drawing all the things step by step. Okay, so like this is the case. Actually, I have drawn a little small diagram, but blocks are that only. And they will have what? Zero velocity. But spring is compressed. Now this spring will extend. Center mass will be at rest. Spring will extend. Now how the blocks will move further. Away from the center mass they will move. Okay, something like this. This is M1 and M2. Away from the center mass they will move. And after some time what happens? After some time M1 and M2 both will come to rest simultaneously. Okay, na? Or both will get the velocity u1. Okay, after some time they will get u2 like this. Rest also they will come, but that is the extreme position. So I am going step by step. See once. This is at time is equal to 0. This is at time is equal to 0. Okay, now this is in the ground frame. This is. See, if you can imagine this, then solving the questions will become easy. Otherwise, it will be like solving questions also sometimes tough. This is center mass frame. At time is equal to 0, center mass frame. After some time, zeros. Again, they move away from each other. They'll come back to relaxed length. Relaxed length of the spring will be achieved. This is the relaxed length, natural length. Initially, the spring is in relaxed length. Okay, but still they are having the velocities. Then after some time, definitely they will come to zero velocity. Zero should happen both simultaneously. I told you the logic also. Why? They should get the zero velocity simultaneously. Why? Momentum of the objects, total net momentum of the system with respect to center mass frame always zero. Okay, so they will get zero velocities finally. Again spring is extended, no? This is the maximum extension. This is the case of maximum extension. Okay, this is the case of what? Maximum compression. Clear? So again it will come back. It will oscillate. Now blocks will come closer to the center mass. Now the velocities will be something like this. So what does it mean? It means M1, M2 both will oscillate in simple harmonic motion. Whatever we discussed only, further we done this. So this is equilibrium position, this is extreme, again extreme. So from here to here, how much time it will take? From here to here it will take T by 4. Okay, from here to here again, how much time it will take? T by 4. Again from here to here, T by 4 it will take. Suppose this is, again it is getting the u1 and u2 velocity, means it is an equilibrium position. So from here to here, T by 4. Extreme to equilibrium, equilibrium to extreme. Okay, so time period of oscillation you can identify. What is the time period of oscillation? The time period of oscillation I can write down as T is equal to, time period of oscillation is equal to 2 pi into root of mu by k, where mu is called as what? Mu is reduced mass. Again, two body oscillation into we can take single body oscillation. Understood? Instead of two objects oscillation, I am taking the single object oscillation of what mass? Reduced mass, which is m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. Whatever previously we have done, same thing, same way. Okay, understood? You try to understand with respect to center mass frame, this is the logic. Okay. If you want, you can compare with the previous also. What is the comparison? The comparison is something like this. See, now with respect to center mass, you can see this case. In this case, what is the velocity of the objects is? Speed of the objects 0. That means they are not moving. They are not moving with respect to what? With respect to center mass. That means with respect to ground, what are the velocities? With respect to ground, they move with the same velocity of center mass. Both will have the same velocity. I told you now, whenever relative velocity will become 0, either you will find maximum extension or maximum compression. So you will get maximum compression here. Here also same. What are the velocities? 0. As velocities are 0, okay, so both are having the 0 with respect to center of mass. That means with respect to ground, they will have the same speed of center of mass. Then only relative velocity will become 0, no? So that means again with respect to ground also relative velocity is 0. So relative velocity 0 stands for extension either minimum or maximum. So here you are getting maximum extension, or you are getting the maximum compression and maximum extension. Minimum distance between the blocks and maximum distance between the blocks. In distance wise it is minimum and maximum. Compression and extension wise it is maximum and maximum. Both will have the maximum extension, maximum compression case. Everybody okay? Or anything to be explained? Okay. Remaining people? Okay. Now this is you are able to see, no, particles. All of you able to see the particles. It's a center mass frame collisions actually. Actually this is something related to collisions. Okay, it's something related to collisions, but still you can imagine the case with center mass frame. Okay, this is lab frame. They call it as lab frame. What is the meaning of lab frame? Lab frame is nothing but ground frame. So what they are saying that, first look at the only left side diagram. So then there is a one particle, second particle. Okay, na? M1, M2. These are the two particles. Suppose this is M2 and this is M1. M2 is at rest. I am talking about only left side part, left side diagram. Okay. So now M1 is moving. Then center mass will be there in between M somewhere. So as M1 is moving forward, center mass also will move forward. See once. Let us wait. Yeah. So this is M2, M1. M1 is moving. Green cross is center mass. Then after collision they are moving in this direction. Center mass is moving in the same direction. Collision, no. In collision there will be no external force acting. So center mass should not move its path at the same time velocity. So center mass will continue with the same path. See, this green cross will continue with the same line. Center mass doesn't deviate. Okay. Now coming to the center mass frame. This is center mass frame. So in center mass frame, center mass should not move. Why? Because observer is on the center mass. If observer is on the center mass, then he will see that how the particles are moving. I told you, no, momentum of the center mass or momentum of the system in center mass frame should be 0 always. So as I am standing, suppose at the center mass, if I am standing initially, let us wait for some time. Yeah, now see, both the particles are, looks like they are moving in opposite direction and colliding at center mass, and they are deviating in other direction, still they are opposite to each other. Clear? Even this is, center mass frame logic you can apply in this collision principle also. Because collision is also a part of conservation of linear momentum, right? So external force is 0. Okay. So you can observe the things carefully. Okay, in this case, lab frame case, center of mass will move, but whereas in center mass frame, center mass will be at rest. Remaining particles looks like they are moving in opposite direction. So whereas spring and block case, always the blocks are moving in opposite direction, and that's why what the blocks are oscillating, as seen from the center mass frame. Okay, yeah. I think some imagination you got. Yeah. Now this is the question. Solve this. Okay, if rightmost ball acquires a velocity u, see this ball is getting finally u velocity. Finally, this velocity of this ball should be u. Then find the minimum value of L. What is the minimum value of L? Particular value of L only this happens. For a particular value of L, this will happen. Getting an u velocity by the rightmost ball. And take all collisions are elastic. Solve this question. All are having the same mass. All are identical objects. Okay. Now you will understand how center mass frame is useful to us to solve the questions, and how easily it will give the answers. Okay. Collisions are elastic and objects are identical. Then rightmost object should get the velocity u. Anyone getting answer? Let us see. So both are identical. Okay. After first collision, what happens? So I am drawing some diagrams here. So after first collision, then this object, suppose first and second, I am naming the balls. Okay, number. First ball is colliding with the second ball, then second ball will get the velocity u, and this is the spring. Okay, now this is the third ball. Clear? So now how it has to travel? It has to travel with respect to ground, it has to travel like this. Center mass will move forward, and it also, both the objects will move forward direction with different velocities, changing velocities with the time. But what is the distance between the third ball and fourth ball? Third and fourth ball is having the distance is L distance. Now fourth ball has to get the velocity u. When fourth ball will get the velocity? Just before collision, see this is the fourth ball and this is the supposed third ball. Okay, this is third ball. Now third ball should get the velocity u in forward direction. Whenever third ball is getting the velocity u in forward direction, so then only collision will happen, and fourth ball will get the velocity u after collision. Okay. So third ball will come to rest and fourth ball will go with velocity u. But getting the u velocity, that should happen in the L length only. That should happen in the L length. Then only getting the velocity of fourth ball u will happen. In L length, exactly it has to get the velocity u in rightward direction. Understood? So solving with respect to ground, it will be a tougher thing. Then what we do? We take center mass logic. So if I am standing on the center of mass, I will see that, okay, as I am standing on the center of mass, okay, so then I will see that both objects are oscillating about this position. Both objects oscillates, but he won't see that the objects are moving forward. Only the person who is standing on the ground will see that entire system is moving forward. But this person won't see that the system is moving forward because he is already on the center of mass. Understood? He will see that only objects are oscillating. Clear? Now initially means as soon as this is the time is equal to 0, I am taking time is equal to 0. So at time is equal to 0, what is the situation? How the velocity is? Velocity of the m1 already we discussed. Velocity of the m1 is in forward direction. Velocity of m2 is in backward direction. Am I right? Clear? So then this is the mean position, this is the mean position. Now m2 get the velocity u in forward direction with respect to ground. With respect to ground, m2 should get the velocity u. That means with respect to center of mass, what is the velocity he has to get? With respect to center of mass, what is the velocity he has to get? u2 in backward direction. See once, suppose m2 is getting the velocity, something like this. This is m1, m2. Actually m1, m2 are same in this given question, but I am taking as different so that we can separate both the objects while I am explaining. This is the person. Suppose that m2 is getting the velocity u2 in this direction. This is the u2 is the velocity with respect to what? Only it can have the maximum velocity u2. Minimum velocity is 0 because it is oscillating. This is the mean position. Mean position velocity will be the maximum velocity. So it should have the velocity u2 at the mean position in towards right direction. Center mass velocity is how much? Center mass velocity is equal to, what I can write down? Center mass velocity is equal to, let us go with the m and m same. Okay, so you want me to solve m1, m2 or m same? Same only I am taking, okay. So then I can write down center mass velocity is u by 2. Center mass velocity is u by 2. Then what is the velocity is u by t in this direction, backward direction. Okay, initial velocity will be u by t in backward direction and u by t it is in forward direction. Then momentum will become 0. So u by t in center mass velocity is u by 2 and this also has to have the velocity in u by 2 with respect to center mass. This is with respect to center of mass. Now we require the m2 velocity with respect to ground. So velocity of m2 with respect to center of mass is equal to velocity of m2 with respect to ground, okay, minus relative velocity I am writing, na? Minus what I can write down, velocity of center of mass with respect to ground, okay, both are in the same direction. So I can write down velocity of m2 with respect to ground is equal to velocity of m2 with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass with respect to ground. Now we have to add these two velocities. Now add these two velocities, u by 2 plus u by 2. That means with respect to ground, okay, so this is m1 and this is m2. Then what is the m2 velocity is u. Understood? This is with respect to ground. When m2 will have the velocity u in forward direction, when m1, m2 with respect to center of mass, they are at equilibrium. They are at equilibrium again. Initially they are at equilibrium, again it has to be equilibrium. Whenever they are at equilibrium, then only velocity of m2 will be u. That means from here to here, while it is travelling, from here to here it is travelling, so it is in equilibrium, again it has to come to equilibrium. So in L length of motion, understood? In L length of motion, the object has to come back to equilibrium position again with respect to center mass frame. Then equilibrium to equilibrium, what is the time taken is? T by 2. Equilibrium to equilibrium, what is the time taken is? T by 2 is the time taken. Am I right? Yeah. So that means in L length it has to travel in what time? In half of the time period. With what velocity? With velocity of center of mass. Center of mass you can take, na? Displacement of center of mass. With center of mass velocity, it has to travel L length in what time? T by 2 integers. It can travel T by 2 time, it can travel T time also. It can travel 3T by 2 also. It can travel 2T also. Because all these times the object will be in equilibrium, it will have the velocity u in forward direction, so that if it is colliding with the fourth object, then fourth object will get the u velocity. Understood? So let me know whether you understood or not. This is the, what is more than physics and mathematics, you have a logic in this. So try to understand logic. I told you, no, that's why center mass frame means your imagination should be very good. Okay. All of you tell me whether you understood this logic or not. Okay, generate it. Then tell me what is the minimum time value? Sorry, minimum L value. Minimum L means minimum time. So L minimum I can calculate now. I can write down here. Minimum L value is equal to, minimum length is equal to minimum time. What is the minimum time? T by 2 multiplied with, T by 2 multiplied with velocity of center mass. What is the time period of oscillation? Already I told that time period of oscillation with the reduced mass logic. So what is the reduced mass over here? reduced mass is equal to m into m by m plus n. You will get reduced mass is m by 2. M by 2 is the reduced mass. Then what is the time period of oscillation? Time period of oscillation I can write down for this system is equal to 2 pi into root of m by 2k, where k is spring constant. So then it is T by 2 is nothing but pi root m by 2k into velocity is u by 2. Center mass velocity is u by 2. Okay, that is the minimum distance, so that fourth object will get the u velocity.